Hey, good afternoon on this Sunday afternoon. Welcome to episode number 4 of the Rasheem, Arsenio Stewart podcast. That means we pretty much got through 1 month of the show, and so far, based on the average amount of views, around 25 views and a couple comments a week, you guys are starting to enjoy the content, and I appreciate that. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate all the comments and the likes. Right now, as of the recording this episode, we had 11 subscribers. I did hear someone say they will subscribe by next week, so it says really up to 12. But our goal is try to get to 25 subscribers by the end of this month. So please spread the word around. For you guys who always subscribe, please spread the word. Give this video and all the other videos a thumbs up. And please subscribe to my channel. And give you a heads up tomorrow, because on Columbus Day, I will be doing my motivational minute at some point tomorrow. My day off from work this week, so I'm actually looking forward to that day off. It's actually a nice free day vacation this week, and now I'm looking forward to going back to work next week. Maybe in the next episode, since it's been a little over a month since we started the podcast, I'll give you guys a little update of what's going on in my life a little bit, and that means after that, 5 more episodes after that. That's like the number 5. 5 more after next week's episode will be our first Q&A session. So I will have the week up the Q&A, so y'all can write all your questions in that short, and then I will answer the questions during the podcast. Depending on how many questions, it might be the whole podcast, or I might do a certain portion of it be question answer, but we'll see based on the responses I get. But I'll give you more information as we get closer towards the end of this month, early next month. Okay, so now episode number 4 today is going to be something that I was originally not going to talk about right away, but because of what I just heard in church today, I thought it was a very powerful subject, and I thought, okay, maybe now will be a good time to talk about it. Is what we say to people. Words do have power. I think that's going to be the title of this episode. It's going to be Words Have Power. Specifically power for life and death. Meaning that the words that we speak, and I didn't know this was a fact, and I had to Google fact check this before, but did you know an average human being speaks close to, let me make sure my numbers right, 7/8 of a billion words. That's around 875 million words that an average person speaks in their lifetime. Yeah, let that number sink in for a moment. 875 million words that an average person will speak in their lifetime. I'm talking about for the first word you speak until the last word that you say before you go home to the Lord. And all 800 million plus after in the middle of those. But I want to ask y'all, and I'm also asking myself this question. Out of all the words that you will speak in your lifetime, how many of those words are actually speaking life or bringing positivity or encouragement to somebody? Or how many of those words bring death, hurt, pain, sorrow to the person that you get in contact with? And I think it is important to realize, especially as we get older, that words do have power. Words do have meaning. Words do have feelings behind it, especially when you put emphasis around certain words and phrases. You know, there's an old saying goes, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Yeah, sticks and stones can break some bones, but words do hurt. So when they say words do not hurt me, they may not affect you, but they will maybe hurt you when you think about it and analyze it, especially from the person who said those words to you. And I think that's important to realize that we need to do a better job on the words that we say to the people that we come in contact with. Even just something small, even just like a joke, but somebody may take that joke as an offense, and we may not say it, we may not know it unless they tell us that. Okay, so just remember that. Just remember you're dealing with all different type of people, and all different people have sensitivity level. Some people may not be sensitive at all, maybe to words. Some people are very sensitive to words, and there's a lot of people in the middle of that. So you have to keep that in mind of each person that you come in contact with, especially if people you know that are in jail, in prison. You guys do realize one of the those things in those type of environments, one of the most important things you have is your word, is to keep your word, but also the words that you speak. That's all the people will remember about you for the most part, other than the actions that go behind those words. Especially if you know people have been in jail and prison, or now or in the past, they will tell you that is one of the things that they will constantly bring up to you. Man, you ain't about that word. Your word don't mean nothing to me. Your word has no weight. Or you have to say, yeah, this guy's about his word. He keeps his word. His word has weight when he talks. So that's something to keep in mind, is think about what you say. Think about how you want to say it, how you want to express what you're feeling. Because a lot of times you will get into a situation that in the heat of the moment, you will say things that you think back later, you regret. But at that moment, it's like when you get angry, you have no filter. So you will say stuff that you normally would not say. Be like, man, why would I say that? And then you escalate a situation that should never been escalated. So this is something that we, and including myself, talking to myself too, that need to work on, to say, hey, I have to do a better job, careful what I say and what I do. And I like what the pastor said today. I'm going to shout him out really fast. His name is Pastor Aaron Brook from Radiant Church in South Tampa, Florida. So thank you for him for giving me a little inspiration for this podcast that I'm doing today. He said something interesting in one of the notes. I'm trying to find it right now. He said that whatever you put in is what you're going to put out. So if you put in garbage or negativity all the time, it's going to come out in your speech and it's going to come in your actions. But if you constantly put in positivity, like God's word or positive podcast or words of affirmation, it will eventually will come out in your speech and also in your actions. So whatever you put in is what you're going to put out, not just in your actions, but also in your words as well. So that's why it's very important to have that positivity, and it is to also, like he said today, he said it several times, I thought it's true, you have to think before you speak. You can't be having a no filter. You have to really start thinking about, be intentional of what you're saying, because if you say the first thing that comes to your mind, now sometimes it's okay. There might be moments you have to be blunt at that moment. You have to tell how it really is, even if it does hurt. But like I said before, a lot of people may not handle it because of the sensitivity of how people react to stuff. So you have to think about before you, if you're going to speak bluntly, you have to be careful, because someone might take it the wrong way, and that's what problems come about. Because it says so in the Bible, that's my sacred text I believe in. It pretty much says, speak truth in love. You can speak the truth. You can be blunt, but you can speak in a way that's still in a loving and a respectful way for that person to receive it. If that person receives it and they better themselves because of it, then you did what God asked you to do. You did your job. But if that thing hurts and it causes more division and it causes no problems, then I think you're wrong to say in the way that you said it, because now you're causing more of a problem. Now you're becoming a problem, not the solution. So that's, again, why words have so much power. That's why words are so important of what you say and how you say it. Because it only takes one bad thing to say to ruin a relationship. Like a relationship with your family, relationship with your friends, relationship with somebody like in a dating sense, or your significant other if you're married. So again, remember how you say it, and also when you say it. I think that's also something that we got to do better of, is when we say stuff. Sometimes it's good. You might have to say it right then and there. You may have to say what you got to say right then and there because you can't wait. That may be a good thing. It could be a bad thing, again, depending on the approach of the words. But I also think the timing of stuff is important. If it's something that important, but you want to make sure it doesn't say in a negative point of view, maybe you can wait a few minutes. Maybe you can let things cool off. Because I'm guilty of this sometimes. Sometimes I might say something at the heat of the moment. I should have just took a moment and say, let me just cool off for a minute. Then I'll say what I got to say. And it won't come out as harsh or rude or unloving. So that's something I would think about, something I would keep that in mind. So again, for this episode this week, words have power. Words have a power of life and death. So it's your choice. You want to speak words of love and life, or would you want to speak words of hate and death? The choice is yours. Now, I know my choice. I rather speak words of life and love. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, but that's going to be, from here on in, that's going to be my intent. To do my best every day, to speak love, to speak life, to inspire, to make people feel better, make people feel encouraged, and not people feel hurt, unwanted, all that stuff. I don't want that. And I pray the same for you guys. Well, that will pretty much end this week's episode of the Rasheem Arsenio Host Stewart podcast. I hope you all enjoy what I have to say. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about it. Again, hope you give it a thumbs up. Spread the word around. We need more subscribers. That would be nice. And hope we'll be back next week for another episode. As I keep telling you every week, embrace your uniqueness. God gave you something unique to bring to this world. Think about what it is, embrace it, and share it with the world. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And I will post another one next week, and you'll be getting that motivational minute posted on my channel by tomorrow. So, see you next week for episode number 5 of the podcast. Until then, God bless you. Bye.